Hello. Well, in this tutorial we're going to do something slightly different. We've looked at how to assign textures and materials to objects. We've looked at how to map textures onto objects, but what we've done so far is always the same texture applied to the object. There might be scenarios when you want to apply different textures to different parts, different sides of an object. For example, if you take a box, like the aquarium that we did in the previous tutorial, you might want to apply texture of sand at the bottom, and you might want to apply texture of water on the sides and a transparent texture on the top. So, and also the sides, so the sides and the top are more or less transparent with a waterish texture, while the bottom is made of sand. Or you want to have an object with different materials. There's so many reasons. So what you're going to do now is a simple tutorial where we're going to we're going to take a simple object, a box, and we're going to apply different texture to it, and I'll show you how to do it. And once you get the gist of it, it's the same technique, it's the same trick that you can apply to any object. You look at an object, you divide it into polygons, and then each polygon you can apply a different texture. As simple as that. So we're going to start. Let's make our picture slightly, our perspective view slightly bigger, just because that's the one you're going to work on most of the time. So here we are. We're going to make a simple box. So we click here, we create the box. So it's something like that, like this, and then like that. And then of course we change here. So it's 1000 millimeter, 1500, and it's 600. Okay, now we have this object, we can start doing things to it. So first we click on the contextual menu. First we call it name, so we call it basic box. So box for one. We're going to give it a darker color because I like dark color, and we're going to have blue. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to change this to an editable. So we're going to convert it to an editable poly. Now that we converted it to an editable poly, we can go to the modify tab, we can go to the editable poly, and you can select polygon. We want to select polygon because that's what you're working on. We want to work on polygons because we're projecting textures on different surfaces, and surfaces in this case are polygons. So we select one, we detach it. So we go to the menu on the side, which is edit geometry, and we detach, and then we give it a name. So we're going to call it again. Make sure you use the right names. So we're going to call it, to put it simply, polygon top. Okay, and we say okay. Then we select another one and we detach again, and we call it polygon. So in this case it's front, and okay. And then we select another one and we detach, and we call it polygon. In this case it's left, and then we go around and we select this and we detach, and we call it polygon back, and we detach this one as well and we call it polygon right. And then the last one, which is underneath, and we call it polygon bottom. So we detach, polygon bottom. Sorry. And here we are. So we have detached all the polygons and they're all separate. Now that we've done that, we can go to the material tab. So that's by pressing M. And we have something to do here. What we're going to do, we're going to assign material to each one of these. So you know how to do that. Let's do it again. So for example, we're going to click here and we're going to make this material. So the top one is going to be transparent, bluish. So we have blue like this, and we have a high transparency, so it's going to be like 50. Okay, that's material one. All right, and we're going to apply that, to the top, because there's no missing to say here, but we can see that it's getting a bit transparent. All right, so we carry on. Next we're going to apply the so in this case we're going to apply the what was, oh yes, we're going to apply the very simple, the beach, the sea bottom that we applied last time. So let's do it again, and I want to make sure I do it exactly the way I was teaching you in the previous tutorial, so that there is no mess up in terms of how we do that. So we go to the material editor, we click on the next material, which is the one we have here. We make sure it's a standard one. Yes, we have that. Then we change the diffuse into something else than just a color, and in this case a bitmap, and then we do search by name, and we should have here the different ones. We can, of course, what you do is smartly, you make sure you have a small icon, medium icon. Yeah. So with this, so you make sure you have your icon open so you can see what material you apply. So we're applying this one, and here it is, and then we can apply this to the side of, so here, and you make sure this is visible. So here we are, sorry, and those icons are very small, and with my glasses I can't see very well. So we apply this to this, to this, to this, and to this. Okay, so we've applied our material to 4 of these. At the top we put a simple material that is transparent. I think we're going to increase the transparency. So we're going to increase the transparency by going down to 30%, I think. Here. So as you can see, it's becoming more transparent, and we can see better what's going on. We can also apply transparency for this one, because I think we have, sorry, we can't apply it because it's a bitmap. So we might want to first edit the picture on Photoshop, or in your case GIMP, and you can make the picture more transparent, so less opaque, which means then we have better perception of the fact it's an aquarium. But you can keep it like this. I mean, honestly, when you look at this like that, it looks fairly good already. And we can do something else, just for the fun of it. We're going to say, okay, we have a little sphere inside our box. So we make it here first, and it's going to be, so we're going to change the color. We can apply material to it as well. So we're going to change the color to something golden. So it's like a gold nugget inside your, and then you apply that to this, and now we move this to put it inside the aquarium, just to give us a little bit of an interesting scene. So it's inside the aquarium, it's floating inside. Let's check that it is inside. Yes, it is inside, and you can see how you can see it from the top. So it's like you have an object in your aquarium, just for the fun of it. Okay, so now what you can do, we can also do the texture for the bottom, and we're going to try a nice texture of sand. So we can do it many different ways, and the simple way to do it is, at this stage, is to take a material, edit it. So we are in the material, we change the diffuse color. We're going to have something a bit brownish, so it's around this color, and it's somewhere here. Yeah, okay, and that's the bottom of our aquarium. And then we apply this to this material, sorry, to this surface, which is here. And then when you look at it from the bottom, we can, well, we can't really see from the bottom, but if we go inside, yeah, we need light. Well, that's the problem, is that we have the transparency, we have this. Let me edit that. Let me have a look at it. So how does it look now? Maybe if we put a light on, we're going to see something. Remember, you always have problems with your lights. If you don't have lights, you don't see anything. So you're going to put a target light. Yes. And here's a light. And let's make sure it's above. Yeah. Let's move it around. I know it's not in the exercise, but it's to give you a good way of, okay. Now, let's see what you get with this. So we do it like this. And then you're going to do a quick render. It's not very nice, is it? If we turn around and we move this like this, and then we do a quick render here. Yeah, we're starting to get something more interesting. We're starting to see our aquarium with our fish inside. But as you can see, it's a tricky one to explain, but you'll have to trust me on this. What you need to do is this. And now we have our proper, where's the value of the rotation? Yeah, so I need 180 here. And then we have what we want. Why? Because the surface was, they shine from the outside. So there's an outside and inside surface to a polygon. And it's the outside, when you apply material, it applies to only one side and not the other. So we need to apply for both. And also when you have, in the case of a polygon like this, there is a perpendicular, it's light theory, and basically the way it's modeled is one side is the shiny side and one side is the dark side. It's a bit like a mirror. So you have to make sure the shiny side is the side that you see if you want to have any visual effects. So now we have this, we can put it back in the, oops, I'm clicking the wrong thing. So Control Z, no problem. I click on this one, and first I put it back. Where it should be, which is here. Yeah, and then here I can see that my aquarium has what I wanted it to have, which is the bottom with sand. Right, and if I do a render now, I get something better. Here we are. Okay, so make sure to remember that your polygon that you have are like mirrors. There's one side when you apply materials where things happen and they're visible, and the one side that just dark. Right, now that we've done this, we can go a bit further, and we can, as explained in the exercise, is we can then add something else, which is we'll group the whole thing into one aquarium. So we move our so we've done this, we go back to, we stop the material editing, and we select the whole thing. So we go here, select the whole thing, we have all the objects selected, we remove our sphere. So we remove the sphere. Actually, you can do it for me, it's a bit better. So we can select all the polygon and we can group them as one object. So we have this, and we can group them, and when we group, we create a new object called sorry, what am I doing here? We group them and we call this which is a multi, well, in our case it's an aquarium, textured aquarium. And here we are. So that's basically the exercise. I've diverged a little bit from the what's on the tutorial, just to help you get the right thing. So remember, your polygons are like mirror. There's a shiny side and there's a dark side, and you have to make sure that the one that you want to look at is the shiny side, otherwise it will be just dark. All right, well, thank you very much. And again, I think what's really important is for you to try, for you to make mistakes, is for you to undo, is for you to investigate. Don't be shy on that. That's the best way to learn how to visualize. Remember, it's about visualizing simulation. So you have to try to figure out what are the best effects that you can get, what are the most interesting visually settings that you can have. So it's a lot of trial and error, because it's not a science, it's not precise. It depends what you're trying to do. It depends how you put it together. It depends on your light, depends on your ID, depends on your style, depends on a lot of things. All right, so that's the end of the series of series 1 of tutorials, and I hope they are helpful, and I hope also they're easy to follow. Thank you. Bye bye.